Electronic commerce, commonly written as e-commerce, is the trading or facilitation of trading in products or services using computer networks, such as the Internet. Electronic commerce draws on technologies such as mobile commerce, electronic funds transfer, supply chain management, internet marketing, online transaction processing, electronic data interchange, inventory management systems, and automated data collection systems. Modern electronic commerce typically uses the World Wide Web for at least one part of the transaction's life cycle, although it may also use other technologies such as email. E-commerce businesses may employ some or all of the following: online shopping websites for retail sales direct to consumers, providing or participating in online marketplaces, which process third-party business-to-consumer or consumer-to-consumer sales, business-to-business buying and selling, gathering and using demographic data through web contacts and social media, business-to-business electronic data interchange, marketing to prospective and established customers by email or fax, engaging in pre-sale for launching new products and services. Timeline. A timeline for the development of e-commerce. 1971 or 1972. The ARPANET is used to arrange a cannabis sale between students at the Stanford Artificial Intelligence Laboratory and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Later described as the seminal act of e-commerce in John Markoff's book What the Dormouse Said. 1979. Michael Aldrich demonstrates the first online shopping system. 1981. Thomson Holidays UK's first business-to-business online shopping system to be installed. 1982. Minitel was introduced nationwide in France by France TEAQUTEL-EAQUTCOM and used for online ordering. 1983. California State Assembly holds first hearing on electronic commerce in Volcano, California. Testifying a CPUC, MCI Mail, Prodigy, CompuServe, Volcano Telephone, and Pacific Telesys. 1984. Gateshead Sys Tesco's first B2C online shopping system and Mrs. Snowball, 72, is the first online home shopper. 1984. In April 1984, CompuServe launches the electronic mall in the USA and Canada. It is the first comprehensive electronic commerce service. 1990. Tim Berners-Lee writes the first web browser, World Wide Web, using a NeXT computer. 1992. Bookstacks Unlimited in Cleveland opens a commercial sales website selling books online with credit card processing. 1993. Pajas Press releases Edition No. 3 of the first App Store, the electronic app wrapper. 1994. Netscape releases the Navigator browser in October under the codename Mozilla. Netscape 1.0 is introduced in late 1994 with SSL encryption that made transactions secure. 1994. Ipswich Email Server becomes the first software available online for sale and immediate download via a partnership between Ipswich, Inc. and OpenMarket. 1994. 10 Summoner's Tales by Sting becomes the first secure online purchase. 1995. The U.S. National Science Foundation lifts its former strict prohibition of commercial enterprise on the Internet. 1995. Thursday, the 27th of April 1995, the purchase of a book by Paul Stamfield, product manager for CompuServe UK, from W. H. Smith's shop within CompuServe's UK shopping centre is the UK's first national online shopping service secure transaction. The shopping service at launch featured W. H. Smith, Tesco, Virgin Megastores, R-Price, Great Universal Stores, Interflora, Dixon's Retail, Pastimes, PC World and Innovations. 1995. Jeff Bezos launches Amazon.com in the first commercial-free 24-hour, internet-only radio stations. Radio HK and NetRadio start broadcasting. eBay is founded by computer programmer Pierre Omidyar's auction web. 1996. IndiaMart B2B marketplace established in India. 1996. Plaza B2B marketplace established in Korea. 1998. Electronic postal stamps can be purchased and downloaded for printing from the web. 1999. Alibaba Group is established in China. Business.com sold for US $7.5 million to E-Companies, which was purchased in 1997 for US $149,000. The peer-to-peer file-sharing software Napster launches. ATG Stores launches to sell decorative items for the home online. 2000. The dot-com bust. 2001. Alibaba.com achieved profitability in December 2001. 2002. eBay acquires PayPal for $1.5 billion. Niche retail companies Wayfair and NetShops are founded with the concept of selling products through several targeted domains, rather than a central portal. 2003. Amazon.com posts first yearly profit. 2003. Bosco B2B marketplace established in China. 2004. DHgate.com, China's first online B2B transaction platform, is established, forcing other B2B sites to move away from the Yellow Pages model. 2007. Business.com acquired by R.H. Donnelley for $345 million. 2009. Zappos.com acquired by Amazon.com for $928 million. Retail Convergence, operator of private sale website Rulala.com, acquired by GSI Commerce for $180 million, plus up to $170 million in earn-out payments based on performance through 2012. 2010. Groupon reportedly rejects a $6 billion offer from Google. Instead, the group buying websites went ahead with an IPO on 4 November 2011. It was the largest IPO since Google. 2011. Quidsi.com, parent company of Diapers.com, acquired by Amazon.com for $500 million in cash plus $45 million in debt and other obligations. GSI Commerce, a company specializing in creating, developing and running online shopping sites for brick-and-mortar businesses, acquired by eBay for $2.4 billion. 2014. Overstock.com processes over $1 million in Bitcoin sales. India's e-commerce industry is estimated to have grown more than 30% from 2012 to $12.6 billion in 2013. U.S. e-commerce and online retail sales projected to reach $294 billion, an increase of 12% over 2013 and 9% of all retail sales. Alibaba Group has the largest initial public offering ever, worth $25 billion. Business application. Some common applications related to electronic commerce are document automation in supply chain and logistics, domestic and international payment systems, enterprise content management, group buying, print on demand, automated online assistant, news groups, online shopping and order tracking, online banking, online office suites, shopping cart software, teleconferencing, electronic tickets, social networking, instant messaging, pre-tail, digital wallet. Governmental regulation. In the United States, some electronic commerce activities are regulated by the Federal Trade Commission. These activities include the use of commercial emails, online advertising and consumer privacy. The ConSpam Act of 2003 establishes national standards for direct marketing over email. The Federal Trade Commission Act regulates all forms of advertising, including online advertising, and states that advertising must be truthful and non-deceptive, using its authority under Section 5 of the FTC Act, which prohibits unfair or deceptive practices. The FTC has brought a number of cases to enforce the promises in corporate privacy statements. including promises about the security of consumers' personal information. As a result, any corporate privacy policy related to e-commerce activity may be subject to enforcement by the FTC. The Ryan-Haight Online Pharmacy Consumer Protection Act of 2008, which came into law in 2008, amends the Controlled Substances Act to address online pharmacies. Conflict of laws in cyberspace is a major hurdle for harmonization of legal framework for e-commerce around the world. In order to give a uniformity to e-commerce law around the world, many countries adopted the UNCITRAL model law on electronic commerce. Internationally, there is the International Consumer Protection and Enforcement Network, which was formed in 1991 from an informal network of government customer fair trade organizations. The purpose was stated as being to find ways of cooperating on tackling consumer problems connected with cross-border transactions in both goods and services, and to help ensure exchanges of information among the participants for mutual benefit and understanding. From this came eConsumer.gov, an ICPEN initiative since April 2001. It is a portal to report complaints about online and related transactions with foreign companies. There is also Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation was established in 1989 with the vision of achieving stability, security and prosperity for the region through free and open trade and investment. APEC has an electronic commerce steering group as well as working on common privacy regulations throughout the APEC region. In Australia, trade is covered under Australian Treasury guidelines for electronic commerce, and the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission regulates and offers advice on how to deal with businesses online, and offers specific advice on what happens if things go wrong. In the United Kingdom, the Financial Services Authority was formerly the regulating authority for most aspects of the EU's Payment Services Directive, until its replacement in 2013 by the Prudential Regulation Authority and the Financial Conduct Authority. The UK implemented the PSD through the Payment Services Regulations 2009, which came into effect on 1 November 2009. The PSR affects firms providing payment services and their customers. These firms include banks, non-bank credit card issuers and non-bank merchant acquirers, e-money issuers, etc. The PSRs created a new class of regulated firms known as payment institutions, who are subject to prudential requirements. Article 87 of the PSD requires the European Commission to report on the implementation and impact of the PSD by 1 November 2012. In India, the Information Technology Act 2000 governs the basic applicability of e-commerce. In China, the Telecommunications Regulations of the People's Republic of China stipulated the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology as the government department regulating all telecommunications-related activities, including electronic commerce. On the same day, the Administrative Measures on Internet Information Services released is the first administrative regulation to address profit-generating activities conducted through the Internet, and lay the foundation for future regulations governing e-commerce in China. On 28 August 2004, the 11th session of the 10th NPC Standing Committee adopted the Electronic Signature Law, which regulates data message, electronic signature authentication and legal liability issues. It is considered the first law in China's e-commerce legislation. It was a milestone in the course of improving China's electronic commerce legislation, and also marks the entering of China's rapid development stage for electronic commerce legislation. Forms. Contemporary electronic commerce involves everything from ordering digital content for immediate online consumption, to ordering conventional goods and services, to meta services to facilitate other types of electronic commerce. On the institutional level, big corporations and financial institutions use the Internet to exchange financial data to facilitate domestic and international business. Data integrity and security are pressing issues for electronic commerce. Aside from traditional e-commerce, the terms n-commerce as well as e-commerce have also been used. Global trends. In 2010, the United Kingdom had the biggest e-commerce market in the world when measured by the amount spent per capita. As of 2013, the Czech Republic was the European country where e-commerce delivers the biggest contribution to the enterprise's total revenue. Almost a quarter of the country's total turnover is generated via the online channel. Among emerging economies, China's e-commerce presence continues to expand every year, with 384 million Internet users. China's online shopping sales rose to $36.6 billion in 2009, and one of the reasons behind the huge growth had been the improved trust level for shoppers. The Chinese retailers have been able to help consumers feel more comfortable shopping online. E-commerce transactions between China and other countries increased 32% to 2.3 trillion yuan in 2012 and accounted for 9.6% of China's total international trade in 2013. Alibaba had an e-commerce market share of 80% in China. In 2013, Brazil's e-commerce was growing quickly, with retail e-commerce sales expected to grow at a healthy double-digit pace through 2014. By 2016, a marketer expected retail e-commerce sales in Brazil to reach $17.3 billion. India has an Internet user base of about 243.2 million as of January 2014. Despite being third largest user base in world, the penetration of Internet is low compared to markets like the United States, United Kingdom or France, but is growing at a much faster rate, adding around 6 million new entrants every month. In India, cash-on-delivery is the most preferred payment method, accumulating 75% of the e-retail activities. E-commerce has become an important tool for small and large businesses worldwide, not only to sell to customers, but also to engage them. In 2012, e-commerce sales topped $1 trillion for the first time in history. Mobile devices are playing an increasing role in the mix of e-commerce. In 2014, one estimate saw purchases made on mobile devices making up 25% of the market by 2017. In 2014, there were 600 million Internet users in China, making it the world's biggest online market. For traditional businesses, one research stated that information technology and cross-border e-commerce is a good opportunity for the rapid development and growth of enterprises. Many companies have invested enormous volume of investment in mobile applications. The DeLone and McLean models stated that three perspectives are contributed to a successful e-business, including information system quality, service quality, and user satisfaction. There is no limit of time and space. There are more opportunities to reach out to customers around the world, and to cut down unnecessary intermediate links, thereby reducing the cost price, and can benefit from one-on-one large customer data analysis. To achieve a high degree of personal customization strategic plan. In order to fully enhance the core competitiveness of the products in company impact on markets and retailers, economists have theorized that e-commerce ought to lead to intensified price competition, as it increases consumers' ability to gather information about products and prices. Research by 4 economists at the University of Chicago has found that the growth of online shopping has also affected industry structure in 2 areas that have seen significant growth in e-commerce: bookshops and travel agencies. Generally, larger firms are able to use economies of scale and offer lower prices. The lone exception to this pattern has been the very smallest category of bookseller shops with between 1 and 4 employees, which appear to have withstood the trend. Depending on the category, e-commerce may shift the switching costs, procedural, relational, and financial, experienced by customers. Individual or business involved in e-commerce, whether buyers or sellers, rely on internet-based technology in order to accomplish their transactions. E-commerce is recognized for its ability to allow business to communicate and to form transaction anytime and any place. Whether an individual is in the US or overseas, business can be conducted through the Internet. The power of e-commerce allows geophysical barriers to disappear, making all consumers and businesses on Earth potential customers and suppliers. Thus, switching barriers and switching costs may shift. eBay is a good example of e-commerce business. Individuals and businesses are able to post their items and sell them around the globe. In e-commerce activities, supply chain and logistics are two most crucial factors need to be considered. Typically, cross-border logistics need about few weeks' time round. Based on this low efficiency of the supply chain service, customer satisfaction will be greatly reduced. Some research has stated that combining e-commerce competence and IT setup could well enhance companies' overall business worth. Other research has stated that e-commerce need to consider the establishment of warehouse centers in foreign countries to create high efficiency of the logistics system, not only improve customer satisfaction, but also can improve customers' loyalty. Some researcher investigated that if a company want to enhance international customers' satisfaction, their cultural website need to be adapted in particular country, rather than solely depending on its local country. However, according to this research findings, the researcher found that German company had treated its international website as the same local model, such as in UK and US online marketing. A company could save money and make decision quickly via the identical strategy in different country. However, opportunity costs could be occurred. If the local strategy does not match to a new market, the company could lose its potential customer. Impact on supply chain management. For a long time, companies had been troubled by the gap between the benefits which supply chain technology has and the solutions to deliver those benefits. E-commerce has the capability to integrate all intercompany and intra-company functions, meaning that the three flows of the supply chain could be also affected by e-commerce. The effects on physical flows improved the way of product and inventory movement level for companies. For the information flows, e-commerce optimized the capacity of information processing than companies used to have, and for the financial flows, e-commerce allows companies to have more efficient payment and settlement solutions. In addition, e-commerce has a more sophisticated level of impact on supply chains. Firstly, the performance gap will be eliminated since companies can identify gaps between different levels of supply chains by electronic means of solutions. Secondly, as a result of e-commerce emergence, new capabilities such implementing ERP systems have helped companies to manage operations with customers and suppliers. Yet these new capabilities are still not fully exploited. Thirdly, technology companies would keep investing on new e-commerce software solutions as they are expecting investment return. Fourthly, e-commerce would help to solve many aspects of issues that companies may feel difficult to cope with, such as political barriers or cross-country changes. Finally, e-commerce provides companies a more efficient and effective way to collaborate with each other within the supply chain.